Thank you, Madam Speaker. Thank the Honourable Member for this question. The Honourable Member may note that a lot of these issues were vented out yesterday when we had the questions by the Honourable Leader of Opposition, where we talked about the Help for Homes initiative announced by the Honourable Prime Minister. Let me reiterate, Madam Speaker, how this works. This is not a partial assistance. As we said yesterday, there's a whole plethora of assistance being given out to individuals who have suffered through Cyclone Winston, which was the strongest ever we've envisaged. Madam Speaker, we have under this proposal where we have the hardware companies or people being given access to hardware material through sums of money that was announced by the Honourable Prime Minister. VAT obviously will be applicable, but the consumer is not paying VAT because they're actually getting the money for it. Now to then go and say there should not be any VAT, basically it will mean reversing VAT payments that the hardware stores have already incurred. So it's, it is impractical to do that. So as an individual, just to put into perspective, if the individual is entitled to, they fill out the form, and if they say that the roof was completely blown away, they're entitled to $3,000. So they get the card, which is loaded with $3,000. Then they go to the hardware company that is being selected to provide hardware facilities to individuals. So they can go to hardware company A and buy a roofing tin. They may go to hardware company B and buy light switches. So no money comes out of their pocket. It's being paid for by government. So the issue about exempting them from VAT does not apply. Thanks.
Thank you. Supplementary question.
Madam Speaker, the Honourable Minister says it is not a partial assistance. Can you explain, therefore, why assistance to those whose houses are damaged is limited to $7,000 when it's not a partial assistance?
Thank you, Honourable Minister.
Madam Speaker, the Honourable Member, who, as we noted earlier on, was not here yesterday, would have heard probably from the debates that the assistance being provided to ordinary Fijians, Madam Speaker, let me finish. There are homes that will be built, completely built, through the Ministry of Natural Disaster Management by the Honourable Minister and his team. There are also homes that are being assisted through various NGOs, etc. Then we have these homes where we are giving assistance in respect of the various amounts that have been given. Now, many people, if they have a very basic home, $7,000 is enough for them to use that material because they are providing their own labor. The reality is, as we said yesterday, there is no legal requirement for government to provide this. This is the first time any government is going to provide this type of assistance in such a direct form, and probably up to the tune of about $70 million, Madam Speaker, where they will be providing assistance. If I read the question, Madam Speaker, Madam Speaker, the Honourable Tikoda said, where are you getting all this rubbish from? Is that language allowed under Parliament privilege? Not rubbish. It's not rubbish.
Order. Honourable Ratu, what did you say the word rubbish? Ratu Tikoda, did you say the word rubbish? Please don't bring rubbish to Parliament. Can I ask you to withdraw the word?
So you can go up.
Withdrawn?
I have to explain myself, Madam Speaker.
No, please. Please. There's no further explanation.
A partial withdrawal can be a partial withdrawal.
You could have asked.
This is wrong. Continue.
Order. You could have asked a supplementary question after this. But just to shout out rubbish like that in Parliament is not acceptable. It's not acceptable language. Please withdraw the word.
Withdraw.
Thank you. Honourable Minister, please continue.
Madam Speaker, if you read the question, it says,
this government is continuing to say negative things to the previous government of served this country well. Is rubbish even better than what you're doing?
Thank you.
And what you're doing is wrong. You have to withdraw that statement.
Thank you. The issue mentioned is really not a point of order. It's not against the rules and procedures of the House. So it does not qualify the point of order. Please
Madam
continue.
Speaker, I will reiterate, no other government has provided this type of assistance ever before. No other government. And that is not the word that he used. No other government has done it. I emphatically stand on that statement, Madam Speaker. No other government. Not in such an extensive manner, Madam Speaker. No other government has given hardware directly to citizens of this country. No other government. Governments in the past, Madam Speaker, have built homes. We will also build homes. We have also built homes in Cyclone Evans. But no other government has done what we are offering now for the Help for Homes initiative. And I stand by that, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. Supplementary question, Honourable Manobo.
With the 7,000 now been heard that they're going to provide in order to build homes for all those cyclone victims, can the Honourable Minister advise his August House as to what size these houses will turn out to be? Is it a 3-bedroom, a 2-bedroom, or just a shed of a type structure? Thank you.
Honourable Minister.
Madam Speaker, the question is about VAT. Now we're getting to the size of homes. Let's go to the size of home. The size of the home, the capacity, the building of the roof is determined by the people who are the recipients of these monies, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. Honourable Premsi.
Supplementary question, Madam Speaker.
Supplementary question.
I know that the Minister has answered the question, the first part. What is left is, he referred to certain selected hardware companies that will be eligible to provide hardware materials under this scheme. The grant, Help for Home, which is almost $60 to $70 million. Madam Speaker, my question is, will the informal settlements and formal settlements, would there be a schedule where they have different allocations? And the selected hardware companies, how did they come about? Through a tender process or just by the powers of the Minister?
Thank you, Honourable Minister.
Madam Speaker, as announced by the Honourable Prime Minister when he launched this initiative, he said that we're calling for expressions of interest from hardware companies. And I said this in this House yesterday, that advertisements have gone out. In fact, they closed yesterday at 4 p.m. Assessments will be made, and as I said in the House yesterday, we were asking for maximum prices because we want people to be able to compete with each other. This is why I keep on saying in this Honourable House that the individuals who do get the cards are not forced to simply go to one hardware company. They can use the card to go to different hardware companies where those machines will be available. So there's competition amongst the hardware companies. Let me give an example. In the height, when I was there in Ba with Honourable Minister for Local Government and Infrastructure, we had a gentleman who came to us. He had bought one of the parts that's required for strapping for the home. He had bought, there's a technical name for it, which I forget, I think it's called a razor. And he said that he bought a razor from a hardware store in Tavua at $20. The same razor in Ba, sold by one of the hardware stores, was sold for $6. So this is one of the reasons why we have to go through an expression of interest as opposed to a normal tender process to be able to vet. And if you see in the expression of interest, Madam Speaker, we have set out almost about 200 items that we want them to price, because we need, these are the 200 essential items that will be required for people in particular to put up their roofs and various other basic things like electrical cables and light switches, etc. So this, the process is, they put in the expression of interest, they put in their maximum price, we see who's giving the best prices amongst that. We have a selection of hardware companies. Obviously in an island like Taveuni, we are somewhat limited, but there's I think about a couple of hardware stores. It's about a couple of hardware stores that they can choose from. But in a place all the way from northwest Vitilevu, even in Suva for Maritime Islands in Latoka, there's a range of hardware stores, and we want them to then advertise. So that, you know, when they have the cards, a person can pick up the paper and see where is the tin sheet being sold, you know, at how much, what fee, the price of each feet. Compared to the other hardware companies, they get the best price available. So nobody can actually gouge in the system that we put in place. Suddenly, as we know, many businesses in Fiji, when they see something, some initiative has been put in place, they suddenly hike up the prices. This is why the bill that we also presented, Madam Speaker, is very, very critical, that we will be debating tomorrow and today. Sorry. Thank you.